volume of solids and liquids. Now, when we're thinking about that, we have a little activity that we can do to really try and test our knowledge and see what we already know about this topic. So I'm going to pull up a thinking probe here for you. So take a look at ice cubes in the bag. Okay? You have one of these at your seat, but we're going to go over this together right now, and then you're going to go back and make your choice. So let's take a look. It says you're having an argument. So this is you. So thinking of yourself. You're having an argument with your friend about what happens to the mass, so we're focusing on mass, when matter changes from one form to another. Okay, so we're thinking solids, liquids, gases. If we're already starting with ice cubes, what are we starting with?
Solids.
Okay, so we're probably going to move to what form?
Liquids.
Okay, so let's think about that. So you're thinking you have an idea of what's going to happen to the mass of that when that happens. To prove your idea, you put 3 ice cubes in a sealed bag and record the mass of the ice in the bag. Raise your hand. How would you record the mass? How would you figure it out and record it? Quinn?
Put it on the scale.
Okay, so we have our example scales as we've been learning about this, okay? So you would have to put them there and figure out the mass. It says then you let the ice cubes melt completely. 10 minutes later, you record the mass of the water in the bag. Same bag, back on the scale. Which of the following best describes the result? So you're going to have to go back and circle what you think is happening. The mass of the water in the bag will be less than the mass of the ice in the bag. Okay, the key here is less. The mass of the water in the bag will be more than the ice. Or the mass of the water in the bag is going to be the same. So when it changes from a solid to a liquid, what do you think is going to happen to the mass? When you get back to your seat, I want you to circle your choice. I want you to give me a good sentence trying to explain why you think this is true. Glue it into your notebook, and then we'll go ahead and we're going to share in 4 corners, okay? Let's go ahead and try it. It will be 3 corners today, you are right. 3 corners. So go ahead and circle your choice right away, A, B, C. Then go ahead and glue into your science notebook. When you're explaining your thinking, let's remember to use our science vocabulary. What words are we thinking about today? Jack, give me a few that you might want to include.
Melting.
Good. Process word melting. What else? Sheila?
Mass.
Mass would be an important one. What would be another one you might include, Jackson?
Volume.
Volume, possibly. We're focused a little bit more on mass, but if you wanted to think about what's inside the bag, I could see that. Okay, Emma? Freezing, possibly. Jack, another one? Liquid, another good one. Okay, go ahead and get that thinking done. And then I'll let you know which corner you can head to, depending on what you think. As we continue with our lesson today, we're going to do some activities and try and figure out who really has the correct answer. And then we'll go back and see what we have learned from finish up that thought for me. And while the rest are finishing, I'm going to go ahead and divide up the corners. After I explain which corner to go to, I'll let you know when you can go ahead and walk there. So if you chose A, you think the mass is going to be less. You are going to go over by the cubbies, A. If you chose B and you thought the mass was going to be more after the melting happened, you're going to come over by the backpacks. And if you chose C, you think they will be the same, you're going to head to the carpet. Hold on. All right. All right, so if you're almost finished, go ahead and just try and finish, or you could bring your pencil with you as you're finishing up your explanation, and you may push in your chair and walk to your corner, please. Interesting, okay.